Hey everyone, Marcus here again. Welcome back to week 6, Intensify 1. Let's get right into it. So week 6 is labeled Intensify 1, which means more volume, an increase in sets, an increase in loads, an increase in repetitions. I came into this week excited to see what I could achieve and hopefully set some new PRs again, although I do realize there will come a time where that possibly plateaus. But I'm optimistic nonetheless. However, this week threw a monkey wrench into my training with some pain in the right knee. You can see there I shuffled on that squat because I was having that pain. And then you can see a little dip in that right shoulder of mine, but I'll get into that a little bit more. Right now, it's interfering with the squats and my range of motion. So I obtained some stoic knee sleeves that you can see in the videos. I thought they would help since I began feeling a tinge of pain last week, and I attributed that pain to the increase in loads. Remember, I'm hitting new PRs, so I'm actually squatting, more weight than I ever had in the past as I make these PRs, and some of these are for sets, not just one repetition. So I'm happy about that progress, but I thought maybe the load was attributing to that pain. So I got the knee sleeves in hopes that they would help, but I'm still actually suffering from some of that pain, so I don't really think that's the issue. I have to pay close attention to it and really keep an eye on it. During some of the heavier loads, I felt pain interfere with my mechanics and throw off my steadiness. In some of the squats later on in the week, you'll see some dipping of the right shoulder and bar in some of those squats, as well as a shift in my hips. And one of the things I noticed in following Dr. Horschak from Squat University, he has some very interesting videos on YouTube and Instagram where he identifies similar issues with other athletes, and he attributes their issue to other areas such as lack of ankle mobility, causing the same knee pain in others. So I'm going to incorporate some of the exercises that he suggests to try and get ahead of this problem and hope that I'm not having this issue due to the load or my age. Now here I'm doing deadlifts, and I must say deadlifts have improved vastly for me. It's like night and day. I'm no longer feeling that fatigue in my lower back, with the exception of maybe a day or two later, but not during the actual exercises themselves. And that's huge for me. I'm feeling much more confident, more in control. I'm really feeling like I'm just actually getting stronger here. And I think part of the issue was due to the fact that, I had the layoff from training with deadlifts like everything else due to the gym closures for such a long time. And prior to that, I actually suffered from that lower back injury while deadlifting, probably about 6 months prior to those closures. And that in itself hampered my training and instilled some fear of re-injury. So the fact that I had the injury and then we had the gym closures, there was quite a lot of time, I'd say really about a year before I started doing deadlifts again here in my home gym. And so obviously I think it's natural that there's slow progression, pain and fatigue, but now that I'm just going into it with more confidence, I'm feeling much better and not really focusing on the format so much, because I really feel like I was nitpicking there and probably getting in my head a lot more than I needed to. So now that I'm just going forward, thinking about it less, going through the motions in a swifter way for myself, I feel a lot better there. So here, catching up to the video, we are doing the dumbbell curls, incline seated dumbbell curls, and I'm going one arm at a time because when I was doing both of them together, it was a little challenging because these Bowflex adjustable dumbbells are very wide. So trying to get them both up past my legs and twisted into a supinated grip was a little challenging. So doing it one at a time seems a lot easier, and that's what I think I'm going to stick with going forward. I'll likely just alternate between one arm at a time or hammer style grip so I can get through a set a lot quicker. Either way, between this and the easy curl bar, I'm getting my bicep curls in for sure. Now, of course, I like to end most of my training days with face pulls, and I usually go for 3x12 or 3x15 depending on how good I'm feeling. And this is the same typical load of about 60 pounds, which is comfortable for me and gets me a nice effective burn. I have to get my face pulls in because God knows my traps and delts need it. So here, day 3 squats. If you pay close attention, you'll see that my right shoulder on the left side of the screen dips and the bar dips. There's hesitation. Here you might see, I think I shake it off, thinking to myself, what's going on? Why am I feeling this pain again? But there goes that dip in the shoulder. And if you pay close attention as I'm rising, you'll see my hips shift. They even start to shift right at the bottom of the drop. There it goes, a shift to the left, my left, and then comes back up. So I've been having trouble there. It's definitely something I really have to pay attention to. but I'm hoping it's not the load. So once I incorporate some of those mobility exercises to try and get around this knee pain, I'm hoping I can continue making the gains that I've been making thus far. If not, I may have to draw a line with the weight for a few weeks before attempting to increase it further. I'm doing some wide grip lat pull downs, and I'm at the 150 pound range, which I have been the last couple of weeks. So for me, this is really nice. I'm happy with that progress there with the lat pull downs, because at the gym I was doing 120, 125. So to be doing more than that at home after such a long time of not training, I think that's pretty impressive. So one arm shoulder presses. This is still feeling good. I'm still at the same 35 pounds. Not much of an improvement there, but that's okay because it still feels consistently good. Now here I'm doing skull crushers with easy curl bar, and this feels nice. And I've got the strap safeties down in a good place where I can pick the bar up and do my sets without it interfering. And that's more comfortable than using the pulley system. It was good using the pulley system, but it's a little bit challenging reaching so far back over me to the floor to grab that handle and pull it up. Now here I'm doing easy curl bar curls, and this is still feeling good. This is still at the 50 pound range, so not an improvement or progress in strength per se, but I know that's not really the goal. Day 4, here I'm doing deadlifts again, feeling much better, doing 205, 3x3, and even the higher warm-up set felt great. So I think the weight that the program specified was 200, but rather than shuffle a bunch of smaller plates, I said, let's just go with the 235s and the 245s for 205 and keep it simple. And that weight wasn't much of a problem for me. So I'm happy with the progress I'm making with deadlifts. When it comes to bench, I'm feeling very strong, even with the paused bench press. So I actually added an extra set, and it called for 3+ reps. And I went for 4 reps per set and added another 6th set. So I really added some volume that day, and that felt great. Now here I'm using a slam ball for my Bulgarian split squats because it's much easier to drop when I have my balance issues than it is a kettlebell. Here I'm still using the pulley system for leg extensions, and I'm getting a little more comfortable with that. It still feels good for the range of motion it offers. Here I'm using the dumbbells with the full 52.5 pounds for dumbbell shrugs. All in all, the week felt great. I have no complaints except for that knee pain that I'll pay close attention to. Otherwise, it's lights out. I'll catch you again next week for week 7. Take care.